The staff saw us off at the harbor bus stop, and as we got back to Hatsune Island, we were greeted by Miku at Snow. The day was just about to come to an end. We got on the island harbor bus and headed back to our good old familiar city. That'd be weird. Can you imagine if they actually had Miku make a cameo appearance? It'd just be like, what the hell? It's just for the sake of the name, isn't it?
ここまで来るとさすがに戻ってきたって感じがするね。
終わっちゃったんだね。残念。
It was fun. Now we can finally get some decent rest. Welcome New Year's holidays.
よしゆきくん親父臭い。
のい、桜井。
Suganami suddenly sat down next to me and started whispering.
Amakase の様子がおかしいぞ。
Really? And now that I mention it, she looked like she felt a bit sick earlier today. I looked over at Amakase and what I saw shocked me. Amakase was swaying back and forth looking really sick. How the fuck does a robot get sick? She was even smoking.
みなつ。
After 3 steps, she just wobbled and fell over. Amakase! I quickly caught her as she fell over. The smoke steaming from her head wouldn't stop. What happened?
桜井、すまない。
Her breathing was very irregular. Her body was really hot. If she had been human, she'd be having a fever.
ちょっと負荷がかかりすぎてしまったみたいだな。
Overloaded. She's going to be found out if she talks like that around everyone. As I was trying to collect my thoughts, I noticed that Anzu was looking over our way. Anzu was staring at the smoke billowing from Amakase's head.
どうしたの？
Kane couldn't quite get the words out. It wasn't just her, lots of people had noticed Amakase by now, and they were silently staring at her.
こいつ。
This isn't what you think. I tried to explain it, but I just couldn't come up with anything good to say. What on earth happened to you, Amakase? What's going on? Someone's collapsed over there. Yeah, it's a robot. Maybe it malfunctioned. A robot? Yeah, it's that Moo model. I see. The design's a bit weird. Maybe it's a new model.
よしゆきくん、まずいよ。通行人がみんなこっち見てる。
Nanaka got up next to me and put her arm around Amakase's shoulder.
とりあえず移動しよう。
Nanaka was acting calmly about it. I wanted to ask her why she wasn't surprised to see Amakase like this, but now was not the time. Wait, this all makes sense now. She probably knew this for quite some time. All she'd have to do is make contact with Amakase and she'd be able to... Yes, I see. Okay, Nanaka, you take that side. With me holding one shoulder and Nanaka holding the other, we helped Amakase to her feet.
じゃあ、よしゆきくん家まで運びましょう。
It's always his house. Alright, Suganami, please accompany the others.
了解。
着いたよ。
Nanaka and I had pushed our way through the crowd and carried Amakase all the way to my house, causing a lot of ruckus on the way there. I wondered if the others had made it home okay.
来た。やっほー、よしゆきくん。
Sakura-san was standing outside the house for some reason. Maybe she was worried about me and waited for me to come home. Sakura-san.
旅行どうだった？問題なく。
Sakura-san had noticed Amakase and sounded really concerned.
これは
Sorry, Sakura-san, we'll explain it to you later, but for now... For a second, it looked like Sakura-san wanted to say something, and then she went back to smiling.
分かった
Anaka, please help me carry her. Isn't that what she's been doing the whole time, though?
すまない桜井白川
It's fine, try not to speak. I told Anaka and Sakura-san to wait in the living room as I carried Amakase upstairs and laid her down on my bed. I put a frozen gel back under her head, and after about 10 minutes, the smoke seemed to be settling down.
すまないちょっとオーバーフローを起こしたみたいだ
Was it the coil spring? Just be quiet and get some rest. Suddenly, someone knocked on my door. Who is it?
俺だ入るぞどうだ水津城の様子は
Well, the heat's going down and the smoke is settling as well.
一体何があったというのだ
I'm not quite sure myself, but a lot of things happened yesterday. Maybe she just couldn't deal with it.
ボディにも人工知能にも負担をかけすぎたってとこか
Anyway, never mind that. Did the others say anything?
いやとりあえずは何も後で説明するとしか言ってない
How did they take it?
白川と雪村は落ち着いているように見えたが他の連中は心ここにあらずといった感じでそわそわしてるな
Yeah, it makes sense for that. But with Anzu, it also seems to make sense because she, that comment she made quite a while back when they were on a skiing trip seemed like just like, do you know a bit more than you're letting on there, Anzu? I see. You think they'll find out that Amakase is a robot?
無論あいつらが欲しいのは説明だろ
Probably. After seeing that, I was pretty sure that no one would believe me if I told them that she wasn't a robot. I guess I'll have to go explain it to them. I just have to ask them to not tell anyone about it after I'd explained the circumstances. Mizukoshi-sensei said she would scrap her if anyone found out, after all. While worrying about how I should start explaining things, Amakase got up from the bed.
水津が自分で説明する
Hey! You should just rest up. I'll contact Mizukoshi-sensei once everyone's gone home.
水津は大丈夫だ自分から説明させてくれみんなをたばかっていたのは水津の方なのだ
But still. Suganami put his hand on my shoulder and nodded at me. Okay, I understand. Everyone had gathered up around the kotatsu in the living room. At first glance, it would have looked like any regular New Year's gathering, but everyone looked really serious. And I don't mean the kind of serious you get when you're watching some special New Year's TV show. That was an odd example, wasn't it? I was sure they'd bombard her with questions, but everyone seemed to be waiting for Amakase to say something. Maybe Nanaka or Anzu had told him to stay quiet or something.
あの
Amakase seemed to have trouble forming even a single word.
今まで黙っていたが私は水津はロボットだったのだ水津が作られたのはずっと昔だが最近起動してしまい学校に通うことになった
Amakase had laid the outline for her explanation. From there on, she told him everything about how we had met and how we had kept the truth hidden until now.
じゃあ義行くんたちは天笠さんがロボットだって最初から知ってたの？
Yeah, that's about it.
なんで黙ってたんだよ。
Like she said, it's because we were asked to keep it a secret.
でもよ、
Wataru was acting like he couldn't accept that I hadn't told him.
ロボットってロボット？あのロボット？
Ito roboto? Coco looked like she really didn't understand what was going on. I guess she had trouble figuring out that Amakase was a robot and therefore different from us on so many levels. I was like that at the start, but
すまない。みんなをたばかるつもりは決してなかった。だが、たばかっていたのは事実だ。腹を切ってでも詫びるしかない。落ち着いて、天笠さん。ロボットだったらお腹を切ったぐらいじゃ死なないでしょ。
Harakiri. Wait. Is that like some form of like suicide or something? I'm not sure. But that seems to be what they're indicating now. They were unexpectedly calm about the entire thing.
だが、
Isn't that usually the case? So just like, yes, we just take it as it goes. You must all be pretty surprised. Sorry for keeping this a secret for so long, but right now,
そんなこととはなんだ。
Amakase, please be quiet for a sec. I have a favor to ask of you all.
お願い。
There's no telling what kind of uproar they'd be if people found out that Amakase is a robot capable of feeling emotions. You guys know how most people react to robots in society, right? In the worst case scenario, a robot like Amakase would be dismantled.
スクラップ。
That's why I'm asking you to please keep this a secret.
それは別に構わないけど。でも、目撃者もいっぱいいたし、バレるのは時間の問題よ。
That may be true, but we'll have time to come up with a plan, so please don't tell anyone about this for now. And one more thing.
なんだよ。
Would you please not change the way you act around her? Just be her friends, like you've always been.
友達？
Wataru drew a deep sigh.
お前な、
Wataru fiercely scratched his head and then he got up and grabbed me by my shirt collar.
桜井。
どういう神経してたらそんなこと言えるんだ？何様だよお前。今まで通り友達でいてやってくれたと？そんなこと人から指図されることか？ふざけんな！
I don't think the correct translation was like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me." Sorry.
いいか、お前に指図されるまでもなく、こいつは俺たちの仲間だろ、友達だろ。あんまり俺たちを舐めるなよ。
Wataru.
今度舐めたこと言ったらぶっ飛ばすわ。
Wataru let go of my collar, turned around, and went back to his seat. It's so emotional.
そうだよ。天笠さんは天笠さんだもん。ロボットだろうと人間だろうと私たちの態度は変わらないよ。ねえ。当たり前当たり前。
Coco nodded her head in agreement with Nanaka's words.
みんな。まあ、そうね。渡るくんの言う通り。あんまり私たちを舐めてもらっちゃ困るよ、義行くん。そんなこと、義行に頼まれるまでもないことよ。アンズ先輩。みんな。
Amakase looked like she was spacing out completely as she surveyed the scene. You know what? Andu's face here. I don't know why, maybe it's just me, but doesn't her face here look elegant as fuck? It's like, yes, I am elegant. She looked like she had finally filled in the gap between what she considered as being human and how it was in reality. I put my hand on Amakase's shoulder.
桜井。
Well, you put your hand on her shoulder, but not in CG form. Sorry, it looks like I said a bit too much. Amakase's shoulder was trembling a bit.
そんなことはない。みなつはとても嬉しい。またオーバーフローしてしまいそうだ。
Hey, don't do that. And then everyone started smiling again. It was like we were one big happy family again.
でも
Suddenly Anzu started talking.
何事もなければいいけど。
Anzu worriedly looked up at the ceiling. Then the ceiling caved in. Fuck! You jinxed!
分かったわ。でも
Do you have any idea what might have caused it?
それはまだわからない。こっちで話し合ってみてから折り返し連絡させてもらうわ。
I see. So sorry about this, so please do.
じゃあ迎えを手配しなきゃいけないから一旦切るわ。またね。
You know, it'd be stupid if the cause of that is, well, you see, Yoshiki, you didn't read the manual quite well. You, like, when you were doing the coil spring thing, you did it too much force and you got something jammed. You know, if that turns out to be the case, just by, wow. Gotcha. Even though I knew no one would be looking, I still looked around as I hung up my phone. Apparently, an interruption. But yeah, apparently hanging up your phone stops the music. After everyone had left, I called Mizukoshi-sensei and reported on the recent happenings. She didn't really get into any details, but it looked like I was stuck with this for now.
みんな帰った？
Sakura-san. Yeah, they left a few moments ago. After everyone had left, Sakura-san showed up. Wasn't Suganami with you?
杉並くんなら帰ったよ。
When did he... I wish he'd leave through the front door like everybody else. What? Did he use the back door, the window, or what? What about Amakase?
とりあえず横になってるよ。お迎え来るって？
Yeah, someone on the research staff is coming to pick her up soon. I let out a big sigh and Sakura-san suddenly put her hand on my cheek.
吉行くん、何事もなかった？
As you can see, it's a big uproar.
そうじゃなくて、僕が聞いてるのは君自身のこと。
No, I'm fine, no problem at all.
そっか。うん、それならよし。
Oh, right, this. I took out the pendant from under my shirt. You know, I don't know why, because I don't really know if it's just a hunch. I think she gave that pendant for, like, a very specific reason. Like, if he didn't take it, like, his body, he'd just, like, he'd probably... I don't know. Maybe he can't leave the island without something like that, or what? I don't know. I just got a hunch that something's up with all this whole thing here, and I just don't understand it. I probably would potentially understand it a bit better if I'd played the original, but then again, I'd probably still be a bit confused. I took out the pendant from under my shirt. Thanks for the good luck charm. I handed it over to Sakura-san.
聞いた？
Probably. I wasn't quite sure, but I nodded anyway. I felt that was probably for the best. It's bound to be, man. That thing probably was more than simply a good luck charm. It seems a bit odd if that were the case. It obviously protected him in some way from something, and we don't know what that is. Well, some of you viewers might, but don't spoil it, because I have no idea what it is.
さあ、それはよかった。さあ、お家に入りなよ。こんなとこにいたら風邪ひいちゃうぞ。
You notice something about this channel, though? Ever since starting this new channel for the visual novel LPs, like having a separate one, it's like a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, at least the two main long ones so far, Shuffle and Capo 2 here, have been done blindly, not like visual novels that I've played through before, so it's like, it's all new to me as it goes on. Instead of me knowing everything that's gonna happen, it's like reading the story for the first time. Just like blindly going through. Okay, oh, that's right. I bought you a souvenir. Let's eat it together.
本当？忘れないでくれたんだね。えらいえらい。
Okay, let's go inside then. This music is so peaceful, it makes you sleepy. I left Sagrasa inside and was about to open the door when I felt her tapping me on the back. I turned around. Sagra-san looked gently at me as she stood there in the moonlight.
おかえりなさい、よしゆきくん。
Glad to be back, Sagra-san. Sagra-san smiled and then she entered the house ahead of me. I'm glad to be back at Sine Island. Powdery snow and cherry petal fall as the song plays and Matford party content. Love story repeated on the island. TC2 Capo 2. Is this one different than the previous time? We had this type of late intro party shot. Dogs. The supporting characters. The small miracle. Meanwhile, she's probably like, "You taking the piss out of my small breasts?" Who is that? Don't answer that. It always seems to end on Ome's one, doesn't it? I wonder what will be the last route we'll go through. Well, the Sakura route, I suppose, because that's unlocked after completing all the other ones. I think, anyway. It's this, like, softer version of it. We haven't heard this in a long time. 10 days passed without any particular incident. After the boring New Year's, the school entered the third term and my life went back to normal again. How droll. But I couldn't say it was quite normal like before. That it was because something irreversible had happened. I was living days that were actually very different from before. Yet I felt that I've been watching a bit too much Eddie Izzard because I seem to be doing his James Mason impression, and yes. Yet they seemed similar. But there was always something different happening in our daily lives, wasn't there? Phew. I had nothing to do after homeroom. I packed up my things and left the classroom. Surprisingly, Mrs. Goshi-sensei didn't chide me for what had happened with Amakase. She just said one thing. That was what she mumbled. I could sort of imagine what was going to make her busy, but I didn't think there was anything I could help her with.
Yoshiyuki.
Anzu came out of the classroom as if she followed me.
待って。
What is it? What is it? It's an opportunity for another pointless cliffhanger. This is as much a cliffhanger for me as it is for you, though, viewers, because like I said, I don't know what's going to happen in this route or anything like that. This is all new to me. Like, I see the choices, sure, but it doesn't mean I figure out the plot just by looking at them, does it? It's like, okay, so on the 11th, which I think is today in here, right? It just says any choice. Then, like, the 13th, what would you do if she was? I'm just like, what's that option for? And then another option, I did. Another option, not that much. Another option, is she alright? It's just like, how the hell am I gonna freaking figure out how the plot's gonna go from those? That's pretty much all I'm going with. Just like blindly going for this while using a walkthrough. Kinda seems like it contradicts it, but the walkthrough doesn't really spoil anything, it just says which option to choose. Well anyways, I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.